Hey everyone, me again. Today I filmed this drugstore makeup look for you. I don't really know what to call it yet, but hopefully I will have thought of something by the time I upload this. It's very soft and it's matte and there's a lot more warm tones than I've been using in my tutorials recently because I really felt like changing it up a bit. There's quite a lot of Revolution products in this video. That wasn't intentional, I just happen to own a lot of Revolution products, including this eyeshadow palette, which is their Nudes one. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoy watching this. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm doing is just taking my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe, and I'm just using that to fill in my eyebrows. Then I'm using this brow gel from Essence and I'm just combing it through my eyebrows to give them a little bit more texture and a little bit more colour as well. Then I'm taking this new eye primer from Revolution. This is their Pro Eye Elements Primer in the shade Core. It's very similar to the Maybelline Colour Tattoos. This felt really creamy and easy to apply and it gave me really nice coverage as well. Then I'm using the I Heart Nudes eye palette from Revolution. I'm just taking the light pink shade called In the Buff and I'm using a big fluffy brush just to get a nice wash of that all over the lid and all over the crease. Then I'm just taking another neutral shade called Secret and I'm just building up the colour on the outer parts of my eyelid and up into the crease. Then I'm going in with a smaller brush and I'm using the shade Undressed. And I'm just trying to create a new crease line that is a little bit higher than my natural crease because my eyes are quite hooded. And I'm just using the same fluffy brush that I had for my previous shade and I'm just using that to blend everything out. Then I'm going in with the shade Flustered and I'm just adding a dab of that in the centre of my lid just to give it a little bit more brightness. I'm skipping eyeliner in this tutorial just because I wanted something that looked a little bit more fresh and modern, so instead I'm just going straight in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. This is the shade Intense Black. I'm just cleaning up any mascara smudges with a cotton bud, which is always a risk when you don't put eyeliner on. Then I'm just taking my favourite false eyelashes from eBay, which I'll link in the description box below, and I'm applying them using some Eyelure lash glue. And then we can move on to the base. First, I'm taking the Revolution Baking Oil. This is a fairly new product in my collection, but I'm already completely obsessed with it. It's been so nice using this over the last couple of weeks because it's been a bit colder, my skin's been drier and more textured, and yeah, this just makes it a lot easier to apply foundation. For foundation, I'm taking a mix of two of my favourites, the CYO Life Proof Long Lasting Foundation in the shade 101, which is a bit too dark for me, and I'm also mixing that with the Revolution Foundation Drops in the shade F1. I like mixing these because the CYO foundation is really nice over winter for my dry skin. It just glides over everything and really blurs my skin texture and my pores. But the Revolution foundation is much closer to my skin tone. It's a much better shade match. I'm just applying it with a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge because again my skin is really dry at the moment and I find that a sponge is a bit more forgiving. Then I used the L'Oreal Infallible Sculpt Cream Contour and I just used that to add a little bit of definition into my face. It wasn't quite as intense as I would have liked, so I will be going over this in a moment, but it did make a really nice base for the powder bronzer that I'll use later. I'm just going over any areas where I still have a bit of skin pigmentation with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 05. And then I'm using a little bit of cream highlighter. This is the Gosh Lumi Drops in the shade Vanilla, and I'm just dabbing that on the high points of my cheekbones and down the edge of my nose. Once I've applied all my cream products, I just take my foundation off my lips and then set everything with powder. Today I'm using the Maybelline Matte Maker in the shade 10 Classic Ivory. This is really, really nice if you've got pale skin. And then I'm using some bronzer. This is from e.l.f. This is their Bronze and Blusher Duo in Fiji. This is a really nice formula again for pale skin because it's not very pigmented, so you can kind of build it up. And yeah, it's really hard to go overboard, which I definitely like in a bronzer. So first I'm just using a bigger fluffy brush just to go around the outer perimeters of my face and just add a little bit of depth. I'm also taking it down my neck as well because my neck is definitely paler than my face. And then I go in with a smaller, more dense brush and I just take that same bronzer and I kind of go on the very edges of my cheekbones just to really carve out certain areas of my face and just add a little bit more colour where I need it. This just helps my face to look a little bit more chiseled. And then I'm adding a little pop of colour with the blush in that same product. I'm just starting out on the apples of my cheeks and then kind of fusing it in with the bronzer. Then I'm taking this Profusion lip liner in Secret Nude, which for some reason didn't want to focus, and I'm just using it to outline my lips while making some of the strangest faces of all time. And I'm also using a little bit of lipstick as well. This is the Revolution Rose Gold lipstick in the shade Chauffeur, again making some very strange facial expressions while I apply this. And just to set everything in place, I'm using the Revolution Fixing Spray. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to see more from me, then please validate my existence by subscribing to my YouTube channel. My channel is teeny tiny, so every subscription counts. And I'll see you guys next Sunday at 9 AM. Bye!